Coach, how would you sum up what just happened at the Marriott Center tonight?
Just a great night to be a Cougar, man. That was fun. It's you know, our guys they're bought into what we're doing. They believe in themselves and their teammates. And when you got belief, man, and you got guys that try to play the right way and play hard, some good things can happen.
Obviously, you made a ton of shots in this game, and it got going early in the first half. But was that the genesis of this run, or did it start from somewhere else?
I mean, that certainly helped. I mean, shot making is obviously the fuel, obviously. But, you know, look, they're a team that gives up a lot of threes. So we knew we were going to be locked and loaded coming into the game. You know, we didn't, especially to start, you know, it was a real contrast in styles. They went super big. They changed their starting lineup and went super big. And we were, you know, we felt like we had the advantage. And to start the game, it kind of worked out that way, which we were fortunate.
You can pinpoint so many big plays in this game, but I mean, if you had to pick two or three that were your favorite moments from tonight, what would they be?
Honestly, probably Elijah Crawford's layup as one of them. I mean, that's the guy who, you know, plays really hard every day in practice and doesn't get a chance to compete out here, and he comes in there, makes a layup, and is fired up and goes back and guards on the other. And so that was cool. I don't know if I could give you many more. I mean, there were so many things that were going on. It's hard to just single out, you know, one play. I thought Foose in particular, his physicality on Dickinson in the first half really helped us kind of set the tone with our physicality, which is honestly something he hasn't been doing. And so I've been challenging him a little bit, you know, gave him some love at halftime for that, and that was a big part. But look, man, that was a team win. I mean, at halftime, every basket we had was assisted. I mean, that's insane. I don't know what it ended up.
15 for 15 at half, right?
Yeah, at half. And I mean, again, that speaks to our style of play and our identity. And you know, that's a connected team when that happens.
At halftime, what did you say to your team? Because often there's a little bit of a lull from a squad. That didn't happen for your team tonight, so what was the message in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, Tim Fanning, one of my assistants, whispered something right before I was getting ready to go address the team, and had mentioned the second half start against Kansas State, which wasn't good. And so it was actually kind of funny. I actually fumbled my words trying to tell the guys to step on their throat. We actually had a little laugh about that coming out of halftime. But, you know, the message was, you know, basically don't do what we did against Kansas State. And so the guys responded.
You've been really good lately sharing the basketball. Would you say tonight was the best performance that you've had all season sharing the basketball?
Certainly up there. But, again, I mean, that's kind of what they forced you to do. And, you know, a lot of teams aren't built the way we're built. You know, particularly in this league, you know, where we have that much, you know, shooting across the board. You know, we got a big man rolling, and our system's constructed that way. So, you know, if teams want to take away the paint, then, you know, we'll try to take what they give us. Rather, some nights teams try to take away a three, we get to the rim. That was Kansas State. This game, they try to take away the rim, we get three. And so we just try to read what they're doing, and execution was good tonight.
What do you say to your team when the game is essentially over in those last timeouts? What are you trying to accomplish there when the game is yours?
Nothing changes. We just want to keep playing our brand of basketball. You know, I think if anything, you know, I got so much respect for Coach Self and their program. I mean, you know, we're trying to get ourselves, you know, at some point to be, you know, in those kind of conversations more regularly. And so, you know, we want to just keep playing our game. We feel like they couldn't stop what we were doing, and we just want to keep, you know, pedal to the metal and just kind of have people see like, hey, man, we're for real. You know what I mean?
You were adamant this week that while Kansas was a wounded animal and they might be thinking about last year's loss, that they were going to come in and be a little bit desperate, that you guys were hungry too. So what went into the mentality of preparation for this game with that in mind?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you just said. You know, we knew what it was. BYU beat them at their place last year. They just, you know, had a tough loss up the road. And we, you know, sometimes I think in sports it's like, oh, there's like this, oh. I'm like, all right, yeah, well, there's two teams that play the game. You know, we're coming off two big wins, and we're as hungry as they are, if not more hungry, because we're trying to continue to build. And so, you know, that's just the internal, like, moxie, belief, confidence, whatever you want to call it, just trying to continue to put that on the forefront of our team.
4 days until you have to play at Arizona. Obviously, you're aware of that and what it's going to take to play well and win there. So what's the next step for this team as you prepare for a really challenging road game against a good team?
Yeah, no, they are a really good team. You know, I think they're one of the most physical teams we've played against, particularly with their offensive physicality. I think we've taken some steps in the right direction there compared to the last time we played them. And, this is fun. This is more like the NBA for me, where you get to play a team again in the regular season. So we'll be able to make some adjustments, look at some things that hurt us, and that place will be rocking down there, especially after us getting this win. So it'll be a fun game.
By nature, you are a coach. You're in the details. If you could be nitpicky tonight about the performance, where do you want to see improvement? And I asked that hesitantly because it was such a good game.
There's not a lot of games where everything feels like it's clicking. I mean, they had 10 offensive rebounds. I'd probably go there. We feel like if we can rebound and not turn the ball over, those are the two catalysts for us to ultimately reach our pinnacle. And so that's something we talk about ad nauseum. We just got to continue to keep guys off the glass. I mean, that is one of the downsides of playing, more, shooters or whatever you want to call our group versus some of the power plays that you see in this league. And so, sometimes it's a contrast in style of what wins. When you hit 14 threes, that's usually a good recipe, but you can't just rely on that. You still got to be able to keep them off the glass too. So that's something we got to keep working on.
All right, some quick hitters to close out, kind of like we did last time. I'm going to say a name. You tell me what they did tonight that you like the most. Trevin Knell crosses 1,000 points, played a great game. What'd you like from him?
But I like that he was, ready to go right out of the gate. He actually missed shoot around yesterday. He was sick. And so, for him to come in ready to go and get us off to a good start with his shooting was good. And, really proud of him for reaching that milestone. He's had an unbelievable career here, and he's having a great year for us.
Mawit Mag is an increasing role and making an impact in games. What are you seeing from him?
Man, just the defensive intensity, where my mind first goes. He's doing a good job of just making, I was probably doing too much dumb stuff as a coach, and certain players that are specialist stuff, you just let them do their thing. And I'm like, Mag, just go do Mag things. And so he was doing that on the defensive end, but he's the guy when he's making quick decisions offensively, he can be super efficient. Tonight he was banging threes on their overhelps and made them pay. So he had a good night.
All right, and I do need to point out that you were holding the microphone just fine on your own during that post-game press conference with the ESPN. You ready to be a reporter now and do your own post-game?
Nah, man, I'll leave that up to you. Honestly, I could barely hear him. I was so nervous. I can't hear the guy. But nah, you do such a great job, man. And filling out that suit, mighty fine, I'll add as well. But nah, man, just honestly, just a good night all around for BYU. Happy we could do it on a big platform that we had tonight and kind of let the world in on what we got cooking here.
What will you remember most about this win and this night at the Marriott Center?
Just shout out to all my family that's here. My high school coach, Roger Qualm, that's my guy. Outside of my mom and dad, he's been one of the most influential people in my life. So really cool to have him here. And then, I got my wife's pretty much her whole family. And we just it's been a fun week. And to have them be at this game was extra special.
All right. I'm just a guy alongside the future budding reporter, Kevin Young. Coach, congratulations. Please don't take my job.